Here my target is to write a program which can help you understand more about function parameters in context of not using all parameters or parameter initialization, etc. Just watch. I am in the main body. I am giving single character a pattern function. Actually, I would be writing. So symbol star I am using. The same function I am using here again with two parameters, and the second parameter is integer value, and another pattern I would be writing with, say, a different parameter as the first parameter, and the second parameter is another integer value. So this is my main function. Okay. Now, interesting thing I will do here is that instead of defining prototypes, I would write directly function definitions above the main function. So in that case, I can actually avoid writing prototypes. So here is a calc function with parameter u, and what it will calculate, let us see. If u is divisible by 2, which is tested like this, u%2, then return add 10 to u plus 10. Okay, just a interesting program to give you a feel of function power, u into 2. Otherwise, let it be multiplied by 2. So this is one function, and this function will use in another function. You can always use functions in other functions because they are global nature. Here I am returning a void, that means the function doesn't return a value. Main function needs to return an integer, but this one will not return a value, and this is my pattern function. Here, as you know, the first of this pattern is character and second is integer, and let integer be. We can also initialize the past value with a certain prefixed value. This is initialization within the parameter. This is also a power of C++. And here we'll use a loop where we'll use a count, start from 0, and this count will keep moving till b. Whatever b is either passed, or if it is not passed, then it is initialized. Right? So I can use the passed value or an initialized value. And I'll use CNT++. I can also cout, and I can use this calc CNT. Often these capitals are used when you are using constants. Since it is a variable, ideally you should use a small type of, lowercase type of names. This is a better way, in fact, because I am not using a constant here. And then I'll show m here because I want to create a pattern. And then after for loop, I can just cout another line so that next line is printed and a new line. So here what we have done is we have created two functions which are over and above main functions so that we don't need to write function prototype. Although I personally prefer writing function prototypes and then functions below the main body, but sometimes people prefer this way. And then within the main body, I am using this pattern function, which is actually using the calc function. And mostly the user defined function names are starting with a uppercase letter. This is by convention. Some people follow lowercase letter, some people follow uppercase letter. Both are possible. So let us run this program. First, let me save this program and then let us run this program. Here some error is there. This B is capital is coming here. Cal count is there. What is the error? Let us see here. See, with this kind of coding, I am also trying to tell you how to debug things. So this error is there because I must use semicolons, because these are considered separate instructions. So now I am using, here also there is some error. Yes, I am talking about the uppercase, but I am using lowercase, so there is error. So these are important points in learning a programming language. Yes, let us see how it runs. Yes, it runs now. See, interestingly, these are patterns here. If I don't pass anything as integer, so what it has done is, that is, it has assumed that integer value is 2. So which means this loop will run for 0 and 1 because it is less than 2. So it will run for 0 and 1. And then when it will go to this place, the value u is the thing I passed there. So this count first will be passed as 0. So when it is passed as 0, so it will be u plus 10. And then next time it will be u into 2. Just see. It will be passed as u plus 10, which will be 0 plus 10. And then u into 2 means 1 into 2 is 2. And it is actually printing after that whatever is the character. Right? In the second loop, you can again decipher yourself the same way. Just remember, this function will run as many times as this is passed. So this was running, this for loop was running this time 2 times. If I pass it a value here, so it will run 4 times or 3 times. That's why you can see this pattern is, this is 10 hash, 2 hash, 12 hash and 6 hash. That means 4 times. This is 3 times 10 at, 2 at and 12 at, because I am passing this symbol here. So this is a special pattern program which is showing me a pattern based on something, multiple functions I have written, where one function calls another function and the main function this calls this pattern function. Right? So I have shown you if a function is called as partial parameters, then default value where whatever I have initialized here is used. And if this way of initializing a default value is within the parameter passing, this is possible. So this is a quality of C++ that it has a lot of variations available for function parameters passing. Okay?
Please like, share and subscribe.